Everybody, Creative Katie, Karen Burchill here, and welcome to an art journal tutorial. So I started this page and I just decided to glue down an old dictionary page right on to my art journal page. And I am using a page from my altered recipe binder. And I'll put a link to that video where I show what it looks like and where this comes from. So I'm just using matte medium liquid to put it down. I'm taking a credit card to get out of any of the wrinkles, and I'm letting that just dry. And then I was unsure of what to do. So I was having a create date with my friend, and I said, pick a color, and she said red. So I went through my gel prints and I found a couple pieces of red, and I really don't have a lot of red. So there was this page on deli sheets, and there was the other page, and they all had dots. So then I grabbed this scrapbook paper that my friend Barbara had sent me in Happy Mail, and I thought, okay, so I'm going to go with dots. Dots are going to be the theme with the red. So I'm just arranging these collage papers on here. Now I have no idea where this is going. I don't have a theme. I don't have a focal image. I'm just playing with the colors. And so we're going with the red, and there is some gold on that deli paper. I don't know if you can see it. And there's kind of that gold aged look on the dictionary page as well. So I putz around with this for a while. I try it this way and I try it that way. Anybody else spend an inordinate amount of time trying one thing, trying another, going back and forth. And at some point, usually when I find myself doing that for excessive amounts of time, and it's embarrassing how much I do that, I almost say to myself, and I do say it out loud sometimes, okay, Karen, just glue. Now, for the most part, I've gotten rid of straight edges here. Unless I keep, have a straight edge on the side, I like that ripped feel. I don't like to have too many straight things in the middle of my design. And I'm just putting a good coat down and flattening it out. Some of the deli paper, there's little creases, there's added texture, and I like that. I don't need it to be completely smooth. Now, part of my difficulty here is because I don't know what I'm going to do with as to a focal image, it's a little hard to decide where do I want the color, what's going to look good. So if I had a focal image in mind, I would be taking that and auditioning it. Now, I really like the dots, and so I grab this stencil from the Crafter's Workshop, and it has these big dots, and I decide I'm going to put it in with black. And some of it's getting, because there's other patterns on this stencil, which is you get 4 different patterns, so that's awesome. But you kind of have to watch out when you're doing it. And adding the dots in a larger scale, bold, and going over top of several of the colors of paper that have now made up the background really unified that background. And I was rather liking the background at this point in time. The other thing I don't know here is if I'm going to go landscape or the other orientation. Can't think of what the word is. Edging the outside with black, probably because I don't know what's coming next. Adding a little more here and there, just based on what was going on. Now I'm testing out the focal image, and I found this vintage butterfly, and it's just kind of black and white. And I tested one that was red, but it didn't seem to fit as well as this. And then I don't like I had a straight edge on there. Didn't like it, so I decided, I'm going to put my sentiment. And I've got a big bucket of sentiments. Every time I print out, I tend to print more than what I need, and then I throw the extras in that bucket. So when I come to a page, I kind of flip through there to find. And this one says to have faith is to have wings. And so that kind of tied all together. I like the big bold font, faith and wings, that was there. It just all worked together. So now I'm painting out a little bit more red here and there just to even out and add color where I would have put it if I had had a plan from the beginning. I'm just mixing a little paint. I'm mixing a little bit of orange in with it because the red that's there isn't true red. When you use gel prints, you just kind of have to figure out a close combination if you want to add color. So remember, when you put the collage papers down, that starts your color story, but it doesn't necessarily end it. It's just going to drive future decisions. Now, remember I said that deli paper had gold on it? I really wanted to bring out that gold and warm up the page a little bit. So I'm painting where the book paper was, I'm painting that gold. But you could have left it the other way. It's just a 50-50 question. Do you like it or not? I mean, then I thought I needed some of this over here, some of the black and white dot scrapbook paper. And then I'm just adding. So even though I've collaged that at the first stage, I can collage now and I can stencil now. I can keep coming back and tweak the page till it's all balanced. And I like how the circles that I'm stenciling on kind of float as if it's the butter path of the butterfly. I grabbed I believe that's my Stabilo All pencil. I was wondering if it was my Inktense pencil. And I'm just going to activate with water and do some shading around the butterfly. You can see the difference it makes from the one side that I've done it on to the other side. And then once it dries, I can come back and add more. And I usually build it up. This gives it some shadow and it makes the butterfly look like it belongs on the page. Doing the same around the sentiment. And then around some of those collage papers if I wanted to bring them out just that little bit more. All that little finishing, the shading that I'm doing here, that is often what, when people say, I think I'm done, but I'm not, it doesn't look quite done. It's usually that finishing things. It's those little bits of things that you do. Taking the Stabilo around the outside edge to shade around the edge to frame the page. Do me a favor, please go to Instagram. I'm at Creative Katie. Become a follower. You will see what I'm up to long before it hits the video screen. Give me a thumbs up, leave a comment. Here's the binder. I'm just putting it back in. Take a good close look at some of the close-ups. I hope you enjoyed this. Bye for now.